Good morning, little hoes. Today is September 22nd, Tuesday, and this marks the last week of my planty chores a day for a month. I'm excited. I feel the home stretch is in sight. And, today I just woke up feeling like I needed to repot this. I had other things planned out for the week, but as Pocahontas says, paint with all the colors of the wind. And I don't know what that means, especially not in relation to what I'm doing, but I thought I should say it. Probably helpful to tell you what I'm doing too. I am planting up this gorgeous Rhaphidophora or Rhaphidophora, however you want to say it, into this pot. And yes, it is probably too big too soon, but this plant has doubled in size in this small pot since I got it. And I think it can totally handle this pot, especially if I don't overwater until it roots out. I'm also going to get a stake for it at some point. And I think I've seen a lot of people on Instagram have like a single stake with it climbing up it, very, very vertical looking, and I like it. So I'm gonna do it. It also requires nothing more than a single stake. I was planning to change it up and repot in the living room, but the fact is these floors need to be swept because some cats went and knocked over my Hoya pubicalis. And there's dirt all over the floor still in little crannies, and I need to address it before going to work. So I'm just like, add more soil to the floor. It's fine. Oh. That was just barely enough. I would have had to go and get my other bag of soil in the other room, and I'm just not about that life. Oh. Very thick roots. Thick with a double C. Do you hear that? That's the sound of more dirt hitting this floor. Yay! like that, my task is complete. So there it is, all completed. I just need to water it in. She'll probably live in the living room, I think. So yeah, that is the quick little project for first day of 4th week. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Goodbye. Oh. Good morning, little hoes. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd, I think. So yeah, this is day 2 of week 3, and I got a cool gift the other day. My manager at work was getting rid of some of his T5 lights and brought one set into me. Apparently there might be more on the way to me, but for now I have these bad boys. They work. One bulb is out, hence why I bought another bulb yesterday. It was $10. They are pretty dirty, so I want to kind of get them cleaned up before I put them up, and I'm thinking I might put these in my greenhouse on the rack that I have in there with the plastic. So we'll see. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. I might need to get some hangy deals that are a little bit shorter, just so that it doesn't come down too far into the plants. But yeah, let's get started. It's really kind of crusty, so I'm going to experiment with chemicals and maybe do some of this oven cleaner on it. This might, oh, that looks bad. This might be a terrible idea. Oh, but it's foamy. Isn't that fun? This is, this is metal. It's fine. It's foamy. Maybe I should put something down first. Lemon scented. Oh, it works fabulously. That was a great idea, guys. I do say so myself. Always play with chemicals. Don't actually, but... Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to let this sit for a minute so I can go take my morning poop, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's get to scrubbing. Ta-da! Alright guys, it worked. I might be putting these up later tonight, and I'll try and show you if I do. But for now, that's it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Little hoes, today is September 24th, Thursday, and my next project is one that didn't realize it had gotten so bad. Let me show you. So this is the little shelf above the toilet, and I have a bunch of plants on there that I didn't realize some of them were getting quite so brown and dead leaves and dusty because the light fixture above had been burnt out for a little bit. So I am going to take all of these guys and give them a thorough watering, take out the dead, and dust off any leaves. So I will be taking them probably just to the kitchen to make it a little bit easier since there's not much space in here. Whoops. I just ripped a poor little frond out. Oh well. I cleaned this guy up. I'm not sure what his problem is. He's got a few brown tips. I think maybe I need to let him dry out a little bit more between waterings. So I'll be keeping an eye on him. I might need to repot into something that isn't quite so deep. Also dusting the pot off, and I'll put the plants on the floor before I put them back in the bathroom, so it gives me an opportunity to wash off the little rack too, because it gets rather dusty in there. This extremely sad specimen is one that I had propagated, and I think I just let it dry out way too much. It's a Tenanthe, one of the gold ones. I might just repot this real quick. Let me soak it real quick. I don't know if it looks better. Hopefully it feels better. For the plant, not me. And then my poor Stramanthe Trio Star, Tri-Star, whatever it be. I think he might already need a pot upgrade, which I'm not really looking forward to because I don't think that the rack in there can accommodate too much bigger. this guy needs his foliage washed off. So let's do it. So the last one is a very large lucky bamboo that I was given as a gift. And it could definitely use an upgrade. But again, space is really limited. And I think I'd have to break the pot to even get at the root system. So again, I am probably just gonna let this guy be. He seems to be doing okay. I will, however, be washing off his leaves because, again, they're pretty dusty. Alrighty, so my task is pretty much complete. I'm just gonna do a boring cleanup in the bathroom on the shelf, clean up the dirt in here, and call it good for today. So I will see you tomorrow, guys. Oh, goodbye. Good afternoon, little hoes. So today is Friday, September 25th. And I think I have like 3 days left of my planting shorts after this. Fred, don't you knock it down. Thank you. Oh, she's rocking it. Took a long time to set this up, Fred. Frederica, can you not play with the cords? No. That's a bad kitty. You just need attention? Okay. So, I am just not into today as a whole. I 100% don't want to do any planty chores whatsoever. I just kind of want to relax and veg out and just mentally decompress because I'm just not in the best of headspaces right now. And I could just use a break from doing things all the time. But I am really close to my planty challenge being complete. So I'm going to stick with it. If this had been earlier in the challenge, I probably just would have lost my challenge. Oh my god, Fred, I just told you don't play with cords. I'm just going to cut myself some slack and do at least a fun project that I had in mind. Hopefully it will be fun. It is going to be redesigning this space here. And I did recently rearrange down here. Let me show you. That space over there. I put my unicorn baby up there on that stool as a pedestal, and I'm really liking the look of it there, and I think you kind of see it better than on the table. I also got rid of some of the bigger plants in this corner, and by get rid of I mean move to the other side, and that was just my green Monstera deliciosa and a bird of paradise. I just have the subhustatum and the Tahiti hanging out on the floor. I may try and get some other wire pedestal plant stands, just sort of individual plant stands to put in there. I think I like the look of elevation in there, plus it's a little bit easier to get them out. I just move the entire plant stand if I want to get to that back bookshelf and do any cleaning or things of that nature. So I'm happy with how that corner's looking. I really want to get this area spruced up now and looking a little bit better. I also need to dust the tabletop there. There's a lot of perlite and dirt flecks in there. So yeah, I will probably be removing it all, putting it on the floor, wiping it down, and then putting back and rearranging. So let's do it. What do you think? Has the Silta Picana grown a bit? I'd say so. Okay, so got the table cleaned up a little bit. Now the fun part, rearranging, and my big old squammy girl is now up here. I just thought she might want a little bit more sunlight, and hopefully like this window will provide it even with the curtain on, not to mention the light from the terrarium. So yeah, I am gonna put her like that, I think. Then I do have a cylindrical Sansevieria back there. I don't think it's quite happy. It's not intense enough sunlight, so it's pretty wimpy looking and flops around, but it's holding my cords up because the outlet's over here, the terrarium here, and it wants to sort of shift and pull itself down with the weight of the connectors. So I have to keep that pot on top of the cords so they don't fall down and pull the grow light down. It's very complicated. I forgot I do have some ugly but rather necessary drip trays. I do one day probably want to invest in some nicer looking ones, but for now these will work. Before I get too far and push this guy deep in the menagerie, I'm gonna cut some of my Silta Picana. I told a friend at work I would propagate some for her because she's really getting into houseplants. Also, side note, jute twine at the dollar store, awesome. You get 3-pack of these for $1. So this Splash Gordon bipennifolium was on the table, but I mean, look at all those weird, wonky attempts at producing more stem and foliage. I think I'm gonna put him in the little makeshift greenhouse and see if he improves under more humidity. I'm gonna swap it out with this Shangri-La epipremnum. All right, you know what? I'm gonna show you up close and I think I'm done. All right, so this is the after. I'm sure I will tweak it along the way, but for right now, I really like this setup and I think things are spaced out nicely. I did have a couple of others on the floor here. Calathea, a pinstripe Calathea, sad Aglaonema, and the mandarin plant. The mandarin plant hasn't been doing great recently, so I'm thinking about making him a sunroom plant. No idea what I'm going to do with the Aglaonema. I might put it in a smaller pot and put it on the bookcase somewhere. And again, not sure with the Calathea, but he's kind of an expendable crew member at this point. I don't really know that I care for him that much, so he may also just get regifted. And there's a mama cat. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with the results, and this was a good project for me today. Be able to be a little bit creative, not work too hard. That will do it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.